Well, good morning, my self-reliant peeps. Another day. So today we're going to do that stand. I have a luncheon at the Salvation Army today. I'm on the advisory board, so I'm not sure how much filming I'm going to do today or how much I'm going to get done because of that luncheon. So at any rate, let's crack on and get this stand done for Cousin Beth. Okay, the last little bit of is glued up, and we're just going to cut it. Okay, I'll put some putty in there and do a final sanding later. Okay, the wood putty's on, and I'll let that cure. It takes an hour to cure, and then I'll just sand that off, give it a final sanding, and not sure if I'm going to oil it or if I'm going to put polyurethane on it. We'll think about that for a while. All right, now we're ready for the finishing sanding. Let's bring out the the big machinery. Okay, so it's not perfect, the sanding. If I were selling this, I would sand more. However, I don't know if Beth is going to drape this with a cloth and in essence cover up the wood, or if she would just let the wood show. Not sure, so as a result, I'm not going to, just keep sanding, because I could put another hour of sanding in this. If you have OCD, boy, you see every little scratch. But like I said, if she's going to put a cloth over this, then it's pointless to do all that sanding. Okay, I've marked the center. Better clamp it. Okay, just a little more. There's which will be a good glue point right here, this outlay. What I should have done was measure and put a piece of tape here so I knew how far I was going. Well, I guess you're not going to be able to see much of the wood anyhow. All right, that'll work. I think I'll clean that up a bit, even though you can't see it. At least get the pencil mark off. All right, now we'll put some polyurethane on and call it a day. Now, one of the things I do when I use putty is to, especially with walnut, with black walnut, is I have a wood finish stain marker. And I'll go through where it really stands out. And I'll just mark it like that. And then quickly go over it and rub it out. Nice. And it looks like the natural wood. And of course, when you use plywood, there's variations in color in the plywood. Some of it's darker and some of it, especially when you're using birch plywood, which is more expensive, you get these variations that are beautiful once you put the polyurethane on. Now this is where the magic happens. When you put black walnut on top, black walnut on the bottom there, and then right in the middle here is the plywood. Now, if I was making this for good, I would not have pieced the wood together. I would have used one whole piece. But again, I didn't know if she was going to put a cloth over this, so that I'm making sure that I have one good side that will face the front. Now this side will be hidden, and it has a divot in here so you can grab it when you're trying to pick it up. Because surprisingly, it's pretty heavy. Now this is black walnut. This is the heart. This is the heart of black walnut. And on the side here is the sapwood. So typically, when I make a wine rack, and I've made wine racks with this, I try to use heartwood all over so that you get that dark, and then you get this variegated, and then dark wood. But I was just using leftover pieces of wood I had for this project. And this is the front. And again, not my favorite because of this sapwood. This is sapwood down here. This is heart. So you see the variation. Now on this side, except for this is where you pick it up at. And here, you know, there's sapwood. But again, I think it's pretty. Rather than just getting some old board to hold it, you know, it gives a little bit of distinction. All right, we're going to let that dry, and then I'll do a sand with probably, I don't know, 220 grit, and then I'll put the final coat on. Well, I'm back from my luncheon, and it's getting late in the afternoon, but what I want to do is put another coat on this stand. At first, I'm using 600 grit. I said I was going to use 220, but this is a 600, and I'm just, oops. And I'm just going to go over it lightly. So that my second coat will adhere. And I'm going to put it on the bottom too, after this is all dry. So that'll probably be tomorrow. And the reason for that is wood gets sort of funky with humidity and everything. And I don't know where Cousin Beth will be storing this. No, I'm just getting particles off it. Now, if I was doing fine furniture here, I would be using a tacky cloth to get everything off. But and because I'm using this later in the day, I just put it in a plastic bag so it doesn't dry out. And I can get a little, so that you're not wasting. And I go one way. And when you turn it in a different light, then you can see where you missed. Now with the second coat, I don't put as much on my brush because I don't want it to run. That first coat just sucks it up. But the second coat, that's when you can get runs. That's looking pretty nice. the spot. When you turn it on different angles, that's when you can see it. And there's a run. Okay, that's it. And I think that's it for today, folks. Thank you for watching. It'll be a short video today, just because I lost about 4 hours because of that luncheon. And so, thank you for watching. A shout out to all my self-reliant peeps that watch my videos religiously. It's much appreciated. And I'll see you tomorrow.